and welcome to Propel. I am Tammera Holmes, your host for today, and we are very excited to have our very first episode on CAN TV. We are partnering with Resilience Partners. We're so happy and proud to be a part of their network of nonprofit organizations to whom they provide fiscal management, and we couldn't be more proud to be a part of the Resilience Partners family. If you like information about resilience, you can reach out to them at resiliencepartnersnfp.org and find out more information about the organization. My name is Tammera Holmes. Again, I am the founder and executive CEO of the Aerostar Avion Institute, and we focus on aviation and aerospace education and career pathways for young people in and around Chicago. It is very important, as you guys know, to make sure that kids have opportunities that can blow their minds and get them on a path that they wouldn't have never imagined. And our programs that we offer provide hands-on learning opportunities to kids from ages from kindergarten through 12th grade. Our summer programs just ended, so if you didn't get a chance to be a part of that, you can catch us August the 27th. We have an event coming up, and we will show you the information about that event in a little bit. You can find that information on Eventbrite also, but we will be having an Aviation Career Expo, and if you want to find out more about that, it is for high school and college kids, all about careers in aviation and getting them exposed to jobs that they would have never had an opportunity to be a part of. Today we have a very special show lined up. We have Tia Brown here from the Brown House Experience, and she's going to be sharing a lot about the work that they're doing in Chicago with young girls. We have a young girl here with us today that's going to share a little bit about her experience with the organization and how it's impacting her. And one of the biggest things that we're going to be doing today is sharing how aviation and our work is impacting and working with not just the Brown House Experience, but also many organizations around Chicago. We also have a very special guest, one of our students that is here joining us today in studio. So thank you so much for being a part of our very first audience and broadcast. The name of our show is Propel, and we look forward to advancing and sending forward all of the initiatives within the Chicago area who are really making a difference in the community. So if you tune in to us every Wednesday evening at 6 p.m., you will find out about different non-for-profits and organizations who are really changing the game in Chicago. To find out more information about the Avion Institute, you can visit us online at www.avioninstitute.org. You could also call us at 312-883-6383. We have a very important show lined up for you today. But again, while you're here and with us, be sure to check us out online. This is our website, and feel free to sign up for our mailing list. So today, our first guest is coming with some amazing experience in just interacting with young girls in Chicago. Miss Tia Brown is the executive director of the Brown House Experience, and we want her to come on today and show just how important the work is that she's doing in and around Chicago. Tia? To find out more information about the Brown House Experience, you could visit them online at the Brown House, I can't spell. So this is their website. Be sure to look them up and follow what they're doing in and around Chicago. And here we go. So, Tia, you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, hello, I'm Tia Brown, the president of the Brown House Experience. I am pleased to be here with Tammera today. Thank you so very much.
You're welcome.
Well, the Brown House Experience is a non-for-profit organization that focuses on where we target students, at-risk students that have a little difficulty with behavior management problems, who don't who don't get to receive the same incentives and things, strategies at school, STEM, art, health. We try to incorporate a lot of hands-on activities into everything we do. We host free community events. We have a free after-school program that focuses on making sure that young ladies know exactly how to treat themselves, how to love themselves, how to respect themselves. We are also expanding to a all-males after-school program also. So we have a lot of things going on.
So the Brown House experience won't just be for girls going forward.
No. The community events, we encourage parents and children of all ages, all ethnicities, all races to come and join us. We have had 4 community events so far. 2 were free. The last 2 were free. Boys, girls, it was everybody. Everybody enjoyed themselves. Dads were there, moms engaging with their kids. So it will be boys, girls, everything. We cover everything.
So before we really get into what the Brown House experience is, I want you to talk a little bit about how we became kind of partners in crime in this work in Chicago and reaching out to our youth. I know that people wouldn't think that someone that's interested in behavior, working with kids with behavior issues, would even tie in remotely close to aviation.
Well, they can do, actually a lot of the kids with the behavior issues are the future leaders. If you think about it, most of them have everyone following them. Everything they do is what's supposed to be done. Mm-hmm. So if we can get those group of kids and help them realize that they do have those leadership qualities, and if they put that negative energy into a more positive space, they could be just as productive as those straight A students and the rest of the kids.
I'm glad you said that, because a lot of what is talked about in Chicago in academia is the difference between the good kids and the bad kids, the smart kids and the not so smart kids. And traditionally in aviation, they have always targeted the brightest of the bright, the 4.0 GPA, stellar student, but they've always kind of shunned away from being able to target or excite the kids who have not really traditionally excelled academically. So we're going to disclose that Tia and I actually spent some time in camp together.
Yes.
We actually did aviation summer camp.
Oh, it's wonderful.
It's typically set up for kids, but we wound up being a part of a group that was brought out, sponsored by a major aviation corporation who wanted to get more educators the tools that they need to bring aviation programming to all kids. And so I reached out to my network in Chicago, and Tia was one of the first teachers that responded like, I'm in, take me. And not only that, she brought like 4 of her counterparts with her, and it was about 20 teachers from Chicago who flew to Dayton, Ohio to participate in a teacher aviation camp. And we had to do everything that all of the kids would do in a typical aviation camp, and we did it in 4 days. Could you share, because I'm an aviation and aerospace educator, a lot of that stuff was familiar to me, but it still was like, it was mind-blowing to be able to experience that on the level that the students experience it. And I can tell you, I have not had a rigorous schedule like that since I worked in corporate 10 years ago. So share a little bit about that experience and what that meant for first share a little bit about that experience, and then share what that means and how that opened your mind up to how you can incorporate that with the Brown House experience.
Well, air camp was absolutely amazing. I flew a Piper plane. We learned how to disassemble and reassemble lawnmower motors, which I never did before. We learned about Falcons. We did everything. It was such a great experience. It opened my eyes to realize that a lot of the stuff that we teach already in school is right here in our backyards. We can look outside and see a bird, and it has something to do with aeronautics. So I learned a lot that we can now incorporate into the Brown House experience. We already planned lessons that
That's right.
are incorporating air camp materials that we are going to get. We're also going to teach it in our classrooms. I've been a teacher for 15 years now. So when school starts back, we're going to incorporate it in our classrooms, the after-school programs, the community events. The air camp was absolutely wonderful. And it was great to see what the kids go through, because they actually stay there for a little bit longer than we were, but it was very rigorous. So if you all ever have kids that are interested in aviation, first look Tammera up, but then the air camp would be the second. I would highly suggest the air camp.
Well, one of the things that really helped us out with being able to get kids on the right pathway was organizations like yours, parents who are already engaging their kids in programs and looking for things for their kids to get involved in. And well, it looks like we have a caller calling in. Caller, are you there?
Yeah, hi, hello.
Hi, how are you? Who's calling?
This is Elizabeth from Portage Park.
Hi, Elizabeth, how are you?
Good, how are you? Thank you.
What's your question or comment?
I've heard about the Brown House experience on Facebook a little bit, and I was just wondering what as a community member, what I can do to support the work that the Brown House experience is doing with kids.
Thank you, Elizabeth. That's an excellent question, and we appreciate you reaching out and wanting to be a part of building the community. Tia?
Well, one thing is we always are asking for volunteers. We need volunteers for all of our community events, our after-school programs. We're always in need of volunteers. So, and sharing. If you see anything that we post online, even if you can't make it, please share it, because the more people that know about us, the more we'll be able to be out in the community, get more people to come and experience what we have to offer the communities.
So you actually can find the Brown House Experience, continue to follow them on social media, and hopefully Tia and some of our team will be posting information about different events that you can volunteer at coming up in the near future. But definitely go to their website and sign up for any mailing lists and contacts that they have there so that you can get all of the real-time information that you need to be a part. And again, thanks so much for even offering your time, which is part of us being able to solve the problems in our community, is giving of our time, talent, and treasure.
Yes. And please go to our website and send me an email, and I'll be sure to reply.
So I wanted to brag a little bit about what we experienced at Air Camp, and this is an actual photo of Tia at Air Camp. Now, she actually flew an airplane for the first time about 3 weeks ago, and you can see how excited she was, in her flight suit, standing out on the ramp. This is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. So when you talk about being able to teach aviation and show kids how aviation can be an inspiration, and even dealing with the demographic or the type of kids that you deal with, what did actually flying a plane do for you?
It was hands-on experience, and that's what we use to teach our kids. We use hands-on experience. I was able to actually do all of the simulations first, even though I kept crashing with the simulations. I kept crashing, but I did not give up. I said, when I get in this Piper plane, I will fly this plane, and that's exactly what I did. So I think the hands-on experience is more valuable than anything. You can talk to kids all day long, and it will go in one ear and out the other. So I think the hands-on experience was way more valuable than anything.
I agree. We are live right now. If you want to call in, you can call us right now at 312-738-1060. We love to hear from you. To learn about the Aerostar Avion Institute, to learn about aviation programs, to learn about things that the Brown House Experience is doing in Chicago. Again, 312-738-1060. So, Tia, how did the Brown House Experience get started?
In the basement of our house. My husband and I always wanted to teach. So, of course, I went to college, did all of that. I wasn't too happy with teaching after a while, because the system is it's not what I would want it to be. So I didn't want to totally get out of teaching. I still wanted to have hands-on exposure with the kids and do all of that. So I decided, well, let's do a community center. So that was our initial idea, to do a community center. So once my husband and I were in the basement one day, and we said, well, we have to do something because our kids are falling behind. The school systems are not offering STEM, art, health. We don't have gym classes. Like, it's so many things, so many deficits in the schools. We wanted to do something ourselves because we talk about it all the time. So we wanted to be about it. So we decided to come up with the idea to make the Brown House experience. I contacted my friend to see if she would be on board with it. She said yes, and here we are. And now we're moving to be a mobile exploration center instead of a community center, so we can go to the kids.
Nice. So what sets you guys apart from other youth organizations that serve young people in Chicago?
The main thing is that we target those kids that no one else wants. The kids that cannot get into the programs after school at their schools. Those are the kids we want. The kids that get kicked out of class, the kids that get suspended. Those are the kids that we're trying to reach. So we target at the beginning of the school year. We give the teachers a sheet to write down all of the girls in their classroom that they feel would benefit from our program. We contact the parents. We do allow any females in the school to be a part of the program, but we target and keep data on the girls who the teachers specifically.
And a lot of organizations now, especially funders, are looking for data. So what to date has been your biggest accomplishment?
Well, all of our girls have made significant gains on the state MAP test, the NWEA scores.
Yay!
Overall, the teachers have told us that they see progress with the girls with their behavior. They're making wise choices in class. We still have, because we are an ongoing program, and most of our girls have been damaged so much before they enter our program, we have a lot of work to do. So, and we always tell the teachers and our principal, it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take time, but they are making better choices. The teachers are telling us, parents are telling us, and even the kids are voicing, and they're starting to help each other.
Oh, that's a testimonial. That's really important. What challenges have you had?
Besides the girls, sometimes they don't make good choices. So,
Yeah, that's tough.
and then they lose their name. They become the BBB girls, the Brilliant Brown Beauties.
Wow.
So instead of saying, well, Lakeisha had a fight, it's the BBB, a BBB girl had a fight. So we're trying to teach them that everything is not about you.
Right.
So it's what you all do is a reflection of us also.
Building identity and pride and
Yes.
ownership in the organization. Again, we're live with Tia Brown from the Brown House Experience. You can call in now, 312-738-1060 if you have questions or would like more information about how they're running program, how you can get involved, aviation programs in Chicago and different things that you can get your youth involved in. Call in now. We're live, 312-738-1060. So you brought a couple of people with you today, and we're going to get to them in a second. But I really want to know, why do you focus on STEM, art, and health in your programs?
Because they are not offered in many of the inner city schools.
Wow.
So, like I said, I've been working for 15 years. I've had the opportunity to visit a lot of schools to discuss and see what they offer. And a lot of our schools in the inner city, especially on the west side and the south side, that service black and brown children are not receiving the funding and resources that they need. So we decided we would offer it to them.
That's awesome. We do have a caller on the line. Caller, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, what's your name and what is your question or comment?
My name is Nakia Brown, and my question is, I'm not one that always can volunteer, but I would like to know how am I able to donate to the House of Brown?
Well, if you want more information about the Brown House Experience, you can go on social media and follow them on social media, and you can contact the organization directly with further information on how to best support their initiatives.
And thank you, Nakia.
So, we're gonna, I want to show you a little bit about the experience that we've had with in our air camp. Can you just share how you planned on incorporating? We've heard about the aviation programs a little bit and about how you worked with you're working with youth. How do you plan on merging those two in this upcoming school year? We know that just coming off air camp, we were super excited and all, just giddy about being able to implement everything that we learned. And then you come back to the reality of no budget, time constraints. You got, family, work. How do you plan on staying excited about what you learned at air camp and then implementing that with the Brown House experience?
Well, we already planned our entire schedule until June of 2019, so we have already incorporated all of the lessons.
That's so smart. I haven't done that.
Done the events. We have Urban Engineering Night coming up March 2nd. We have a Trade Day, which is going to be a huge event. We're still trying to really focus on the location because we have a couple of schools we have in mind. But with Trade Day, we're going to have as many trades as possible. The kids can sign up and get an hour and a half hands-on experience in that trade just so that they can have some exposure to it. So aviation will be a part of that because now I didn't view everything at the airport. Every part of it is a part of a trade.
Oh,
so I didn't
know
do that before. So now that I know that, all of that will be incorporated into that.
So
also.
really quickly, give us a snippet of what's actually planned. Tell us a little bit about what you actually have planned for 2019.
Well, 2019, we have our free after-school program. We have 2 10-week sessions and a 6-week session that will be with dance because we try to incorporate STEM, art, and health into all of the lessons. So we're having 26 weeks of after-school programming, and we're actually expanding to another school this year. We're also trying to open start the Brilliant Brown Bows, which will be the male counterpart for the
Much
Brilliant Brown
needed in
Beauties.
Chicago,
yes, And we are doing our community events. Like I said, we're doing our 2nd annual Urban Engineering Night, and we're also doing Trade Day, which will be in June. So,
Trade Day? What is that?
Trade Day is the day where we're going to get businesses to come out, volunteer time, and the kids get hands-on experience in those trades. So, for instance, beauticians, barbers, mechanics.
Nice.
We're actually contacting businesses. So, if any businesses want to be a part,
so trade like skills trades.
Yes, skills things because a lot of our kids are not made for college. They don't want to go to college. So we need
it's not that they're not made for college. It's college might not be made for them.
Yeah.
And I have a huge, idea about why that's the case. But it's great to see that you're already thinking about that and getting kids away from the stigma that a trade isn't as good as a college degree when you can become an electrician and make $50,000 a year coming right out of trade school in 18 months. So that's really incredible. We are just about out of time for our for our first segment. We will be back in a few short minutes for our second part. We got a couple of more guests, and we're going to talk more with Tia from the Brown House experience. But thank you so much for being a part of our very first broadcast today at CAN TV on Channel 21. We are so excited to be a part of Resilience Partners family. And I am Tammera Holmes with the Aerostar Avion Institute. And stick around a few more minutes because we will be back with the second part of our show. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.